Advances is because our mind is our power. And if I was your enemy and I wanted to render you powerless, I would worry you to death with so much on your mind that you lost your creativity, that you lost your passion, that you lost your sense of impact and influence and purpose. I would just worry you to death. I was reading in the dictionary up under the word weary. One of the definitions is to have your sense of pleasure exhausted. If I was the enemy, I would stop life from being fun. I would make you miserable in all that stuff God gave you. I couldn't stop him from giving it to you, but I would worry you to death until you had a real nice bed you couldn't sleep in, at a pool that you didn't enjoy, in a house that wasn't comfortable, and you look around at all that stuff and you might as well be where you were. Because if I can't take your stuff, I can take your mind from enjoying the stuff I gave you. I came to tell you this morning, the devil is after your mind. He's after your mind. He's after your mind. He's after your mind, brother. He's after your mind. Let me tell you something. That's why the car broke down. That's why the roof started leaking. That's why they threatened your job. Let me tell you something. The devil don't drive and he don't want to go to work. So he doesn't need your car and he's not after your job. He's just using that stuff to go after your mind, because the mind is your power. Why in the world would the devil want my car? He don't drive. He don't want my job. He don't want to go to work in the morning. He don't want your kids. Sometimes you don't want them. You know the devil don't want your kids. He's just using what you care about to drive you crazy, because he's after your mind so that you will lose your power. Your mind is your power. And your power is your mind. So Jesus says, take no thought. I'm going to go deeper. Can I go deeper? So when he said take no thought, I was uncomfortable with it because I didn't really want to preach it. And I thought, yeah, because I'm really trying to get us to think. And he says take no thought. And I had to really look into it to understand that he's not telling us to be mindless. You know what? I think he's actually telling us not to be distracted. Do you not know you can be so into the possibilities of what could happen tomorrow that you miss the pleasures of today? You can be so engrossed trying to feed off what could happen that you don't embrace what is happening. The enemy cometh to kill, steal, and destroy. So everything he can't kill, he wants to steal. Could the enemy be stealing your today with your worry about tomorrow? Could he threaten you with death tomorrow, so much that you don't enjoy life today? So what good is being alive today if you're going to spend your life today worrying about death tomorrow? You're going to run out of bread next week. Yeah, but I ain't run out today. Glory to God. You understand what I'm saying to you? Woo, I'm talking to somebody. I don't even know who it is. So I wanted to go back and see what led Jesus into this conversation. And when I read the text before it, it was schizophrenic almost, because in the text before it, he says, if your eye is single, the whole body is full of light. And I thought, Jesus, now, come on, in the interest of being a good sermonizer, why are you talking about my eye one moment, and then the next verse, you're talking about my thoughts the next? What does my eye and my mind have to do with each other. See, it is never what you know about the text that matters. It's what you ask of the text that counts. So I asked the text, why has Jesus made this radical turn from the eye being single? He said, if the eye is single, the whole body is full of light. And then he starts telling them, take no thought, take no thought, take no thought, take no thought. Why? What are you doing? Oh, what causes the eye to be single is focus. See, if you go to the eye doctor, and you say to the optometrist, I'm seeing double, something's wrong. Because you're designed for your eye to be single. He says if your eye is single, the whole body is full of light. And then he starts saying, take no thought, take no thought, take no thought, take no thought. And then I looked at my camera sitting over on the counter, and I looked at the lens, and I started playing with the lens to see what focus was. Because I could take my camera and put it up, and I could see the moment, but if it was out of focus, everything was still there, but it was blurred. You see, some of us are living our lives out of focus. We see, but we see men walking as trees. We've been touched, but it hadn't been cleared up. And our opinions and our attitudes and our reactions and our decisions are not sharp like they could be because our lives are out of focus. Then our body is not full of light. Then our decisions are not smart. Then we can't see details and we make dumb decisions because we can't see clear details because we are out of focus. That's why God sent this message, because the entrance of thy word giveth light. And when you get God's word, it brings you into focus. Touch your neighbor and say, God is bringing you into focus. God said, I'm going to bring you into focus. Because you're fighting without your sinful weapon. Your mind is the lion's teeth. It's the eagle's wings. It's the elephant's weight. It's the cheetah's speed. So if I were your enemy and I wanted to paralyze you in any place, I would paralyze you in your mind until you didn't make good decisions because you were so worried about things that only I can fix. Did not I clothe the lilies? They were dressed with more finery than all of Solomon's array. And they did it without paint. And they did it without worry. And they did it without sowing and reaping. They did it by trusting and believing. There is a higher principle.
Yeah, it's good.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
I don't think they heard that. You heard it. That's me and you. We got that. We got it. There is a higher principle. There is a principle beyond sowing and reaping. You don't hear people talk about it much in church, but there is a principle beyond sowing and reaping. Yeah, yeah. The principle of sowing and reaping says if you sow sparingly, you'll reap sparingly. If you sow bountifully, you'll reap bountifully. You okay? It basically says, give and it shall be given unto you again. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. So if you sow tomato seeds, you're going to reap tomato seeds. If you sow corn seeds, you're going to reap corn seeds. If you sow love, you're going to reap love. If you want friends, you must show yourself friendly. All of those are basic biblical principles. What about this? I will give you houses that you didn't build. I will give you vineyards that you didn't grow. I will give you blessings that make no sense. I will give you something that you don't even know where it came from. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Have you ever got a blessing and you couldn't say, I don't know where this came from, I don't deserve it, I didn't expect it, I didn't sow it, but look at me, all the blessed people, holler at you boy right now. God says, if you trust me, I'll take you into the next dimension. I'll take you into a level that you'll get stuff that you never saw it coming. I'll send love to the loveless, help to the helpless, bread to the hungry. I will give you houses that you didn't build, you didn't work for, you didn't labor for it. I'm just going to lay it on you. It's not your salary, it's your benefit package.